Alright.
Alright, rolling?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey everybody, James, your old pal here, sitting with my friend Greg Marsh. Greg's a regular at Sunday Grindhouse, and this month for March Madness actually, he's going to be helping me program the movies. Now, we didn't get a chance to shoot the commercial as early as I'd like, so we definitely have them for a couple of nights. For example, on the 2nd of this month, on March 2nd, we had Roger Corman night with 1981's Galaxy of Terror and 1975's Death Race 2000.
So good.
Galaxy of Terror has Robert Englund in a minor role, an early minor role. Of course, you might remember him as Freddy Krueger from the original Nightmare on Elm Street films.
Also has Sid Haig, favorite of the 60s and 70s exploitation films. Did a lot with Andrew Weir, Women in Cages films, which were really good.
A very popular exploitation subgenre for quite some time.
Some pretty good movies came out of that.
And for our 11 o'clock on that day, we had Death Race 2000 with along with Sylvester Stallone in an early role as Machine Gun Joe the Turbo. Carradine, of course, played Frankenstein, the I suppose winningest racer in the history of the Death Race.
If you could really call it that, and may have won a lot of races from what said both legs replaced,
Big half arm.
Replaced half arm.
Both eyes eventually.
Both eyes.
Death Race 2000, of course, took place in the futuristic year of 2000, in a kind of fascistic dystopian America, where the Breton circuses were a cross-country death race, where the racers scored points by running over pedestrians.
It's, a lot of folks will say as you're driving along, you pass an old lady, 10 points, and have no idea where that's from. That's death race. They originated the point system so many years ago.
And I think an old lady in death race would actually be a very high point kill.
That was the point of death race. You kind of weed out all the weaker members of society and it's over only the strongest left over. So the elderly, the invalid, they would all get you high points. Men, very low points for children also low points. As we know, the children are our future.
I think babies got a lot of points, though, if I recall.
Yes, quite a bit.
Death Race 2000 also had an unlicensed video game adaptation that was the first video game to really draw the ire of parents for it.
Just a little too much violence for the early days of the video game.
March 9th, we had Ralph Bakshi night. Ralph Bakshi, a very famous animator, big influence on people like John Kricfalusi, who later went on to do Ren and Stimpy. In fact, John Kay and Bakshi worked together on the New Adventures of Mighty Mouse, the late 80s, early 90s. It looked a lot like Ren and Stimpy. John Kay got a lot of his style from there, and of course every cartoon that came out of Ren and Stimpy was heavily influenced by that. Obviously there wouldn't have been any SpongeBob SquarePants without Ren and Stimpy, or any of those types of kind of gross-out, close-up kind of cartoons. Yeah, Bakshi, for Bakshi night we showed Wizards and Fritz the Cat.
First movie of Bakshi's career. I got started with that. All of his hard, early urban animation. Gradually leading into Wizards.
And Fritz the Cat not only was the highest grossing independent animated feature of all time, but also the first to receive an X rating by the MPAA. Now this week, I'm very excited about the movie we have coming out this week. We've got a couple of great ones from Peter Jackson's old slapstick New Zealand days. Slapstick, of course, being a very specific horror genre. If any of you have seen Dead Alive 1 or 2, or Evil Dead 1 or 2, or Army of Darkness, you're probably familiar with what slapstick means. First up, we've got Bad Taste, which was Peter Jackson's first movie he ever made.
Correct. Mostly primarily shot on weekends over a period of about 4 years, which also allowed Peter Jackson to do one of my favorite filming tricks of all time, fighting himself on the edge of a cliff. Filmed the early parts of all the clean-shaven face, after waiting 4 or so months for his beard to come in. Actually got to fight himself. Using another guy as his bearded stand-in.
Now, Bad Taste is going to be the 9 p.m. movie on the 16th. Dead Alive is going to be our 11 p.m. movie. Dead Alive, I think, still alleged at least, to hold the record for most amount of stage blood used. It's a crazy little movie about this guy who ends up with a zombie mom due to a Sumatran rat bite, and Sumatran rat monkey? Yeah, Sumatran rat monkey bite. And then zombieism just kind of spreads from there. But you know, he loves his mom, and he doesn't love his poor zombie mom, you know.
Being the doting child, he's got to look after her, try and fix what might be wrong with her. No such luck. It ends up spreading to the rest of the town. You know, almost, I'd say almost got his love interest, but definitely a little bit of infestation there.
And there's a great cemetery fight scene with the priest, and it features one of my favorite movie lines, I kick ass for the Lord. On the 23rd of March, I suppose, we're going to do a Lloyd Kaufman trauma night. We got Surf Nazis Must Die. It's going to be our 9 p.m. film. A completely ridiculous movie. It kind of does what it says on the label. There's definitely surf Nazis. Many of them must die.
Well, they all must die, but only a few of them actually come to death. Yeah. It's a great film, for its desire to be as artistic as possible. You know, you talked earlier, it's just a little bit dry, a little bit drawn out, but that's all the desire to do something more than your standard blood, guts, death, violence, drugs, and all that standard drug. But
pretty high concept for a kind of trashy exploitation.
Absolutely, and it does certainly deliver with the blood and the guts and the nudity and the drugs and all that.
Crucial ingredient in any trauma film.
Absolutely.
And speaking of which, we got Clash of Newcomb High, 1986 Lloyd Kaufman joint. Speaking of joints, of course, the primary plot mover in this one is some radioactive marijuana that some high school kids at Tromaville High in beautiful Tromaville, New Jersey get into.
Lovely.
This one's a parody of, kind of a parody of Class of 1984, which of course later spawned Class of 1999, which is a much more ridiculous film. And speaking of ridiculous, on the 30th of March, we're going with a Paul W.S. Anderson night. So we got Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon on deck.
So very conflicted about Paul W.S. Anderson. His first 3 films, Shopping, Mortal Kombat, Event Horizon, so good, showed so much promise. Everything that came after, just 20 solid years of steaming shit. Most of you will know Paul W.S. Anderson is being responsible for all the Resident Evil movies. Unfortunately, very unfortunate. When you look back at the relative beauty of a movie like Event Horizon, or all its early siege guide things, granted, hadn't aged that well, but still, just look damn.
And it might also be a contender for most stage blood use, although a lot of that has been computer generated.
Quite possible.
Mortal Kombat, just as a fun aside, of course, has Christopher Lambert in it. Christopher Lambert, of course, McLeod, the Highlander, from the Highlander series. There can be only one. And he probably is the one redeeming feature in the film, so it's through line holds. Event Horizon scared the shit out of me. I saw it in the theaters in high school, and like no joke, I was like 17 and needed a nightlight for the next 2 weeks. Like I definitely thought that at some point I was going to get stuck in the hell dimension. That one's got Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, who's naked and eyeball-less, I think, throughout the third act of the film.
Event Horizon sort of has kind of a connection with Shopping and a few of the other Jurassic Park. Sean Pertwee played the game warden for Jurassic Park. I'm trying to remember Dr. Sadler from Jurassic Park was also the ship's captain.
Well, where's Fishburne's character?
Or a captain, the navigator.
Oh, right, okay.
Or ships in it. Okay, you're really close. What's her name? It was Sean Pertwee in Jurassic Park also shared a director of photography or assistant director in Jurassic Park. They also came through Event Horizon going back a year. A couple of the production staff were involved with Event Horizon, of course. We had 2 or 3 cast members from Jurassic Park and going back to the shop. A lot of the same characters pulling through in those movies, but very exception of Mortal Kombat. Absolutely no.
And Event Horizon also has a small role for Jack Noseworthy in it, which just amuses me mostly because I'm the only person that remembers his short-lived MTV series, Deck 21. I don't think he did anything really after Event Horizon, at least nothing notable. And so, also, in between all the movies, we're running cartoons. And Sunday Grindhouse is every Sunday. We usually started out with cartoons at 8, and then the first movie at 9, second at 11. We've got a great drink special. I usually have a drinking game for the 11 o'clock movie, and we do $10 all you can drink Rolling Rock, $15 all you can drink Sapphire and Rolling Rock, $20 for all 4 halves. And I also plan to get a popcorn maker, so I'm making delicious homemade gourmet popcorn, 2 flavors every week. So come and check it out. Our next date is going to be March 16th with our Peter Jackson night with Batchmates and Dead Alive. And Greg, thank you very much for programming the event with me. It's really great, like, working with you and, like, seeing all of these fun movies that, like, I enjoyed so much, like, back when I was a kid, and which I think a lot of people probably haven't seen, but are going to really enjoy.
That was my goal, to show as many of my favorite movies to as many people who will actually come out and see them.
Yeah.
I hope to see all of them.
Sunday Grindhouse.
Grindhouse.